What's up, man? So I should probably set up, huh? We're starting in like 2 minutes. Let me get this going here. Just give me a second here. Get this all ready to go. Turn off the chat. That's like the first thing you do watching this kind of stuff is turn off the chat. Okay, what source do I have that's I know I've got one in here. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Good to go. Let me make a second window on my second monitor. So when they talk about visual novels or 20 minutes of Catherine with no commentary like last year, I can still be entertained. Hopefully they got some better direction this time. Last time it was like half an hour of Catherine gameplay with no one talking or explaining anything. Which, you know, Catherine's not like simple like a beat 'em up. It's actually quite complicated. It's really weird. Let's see what they've got today. I might have hoping for Gunvolt 3 personally. Gunvolt 3, Samurai Warriors 5 stuff. That's basically it, really. I'm not really expecting much from this. I'm coming into it with very low expectations, so I don't really think I can be disappointed. I'm surprised I got up for this. I barely got any sleep. Pretty much after the Indie Creates thing, I'm probably just gonna stop. Get some rest, grab lunch. This Switch footage? Is that Switch footage? I'm like curious. Does it actually run like that on the Switch, or does it run like booty? What's up, Mugs? How you doing, man? Yeah, people have such unrealistic expectations for these. They expect like every AAA masterpiece they want to be announced. It's like you walk out of these with like maybe 1 to 3 things to buy. I consider that to be pretty good, especially since this is mostly weeb games. So there's lots of weeb genres. You know, stuff like this, the fake Harvest Moon, and the visual novels and stuff. Obviously, aren't going to appeal to everybody. I generally come out of these with like 1 to 3 things to buy, and I'm more than happy with that. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Tales of the Rays. I dropped some cash on Zephyr. Let me turn this down a little bit. Might be a little bit hard to hear me. Yes, it is. I'm curious if that East 9 stuff was Switch gameplay.
皆さんこんにちは。グラスホッパーの須田です。
Yeah, it's pretty much all Weeb games.
さあ、いよいよ NGPX2 始まります。そして今回僕もここに呼んでいただきまして、実は発表がまたあります。シルバー事件というゲーム、グラスホッパーのデビュー作なんですけれども、これがついにシルバー事件とシルバー事件続編の25区というタイトル、2つあるんですけれども、これがスイッチ版として発売することになりました。そして 2-in-1、2本のタイトルが1本のソフトとして遊べるゲームになります。ありがとうございます。やはり家庭用のテレビでもいいですし、ハンドヘルでもいいですし、どちらでもいいんですけども、ハンドヘルで遊ぶ、またこのシルバー事件、最高じゃないですか。ぜひ皆さん注目してください。このシルバー事件というゲーム、やはり、非常に思い出があります。グラスホッパーのデビュー作として、グラスホッパー立ち上げて、僕が立ち上げて。
Yeah, Raze is pretty cool. I think the only thing they really need to add is controller support. There really isn't anything stopping that game from being playable with a controller. The only reason I play KOF All-Star more is because I can play that with a controller. With the way Raze is designed, it can't even really be played with a controller. I really don't see why they have not done that. I like the game, but now they have every character. It's like the Smash Ultimate of Tales. They have every character. Every playable character, majority of the bosses, even some characters that were never playable, like Ewan and Martel and shit. Creed Graphite? You can play fucking Creed Graphite. They have Sync playable. Really, all they're missing at this point is just like the villain groups, like the God Generals and stuff. The Hunting Blades, things like that. It's pretty depressing how much better that game is than Tales of Crestoria. Tales of Crestoria is Kusage. It's a piece of shit. But they didn't bother to advertise Raze when it was localized, so it died.
そして、今回のスイッチ版といいますか、リマスターのタイミングで、また新規で何本かシナリオを書き下ろしています。そういった意味でも、3つの時代ですね。シルバー事件を作った時の時代、それからシルバー事件25個を作った時の時代、そしてリマスターを作った時の時代、この3つの時代の物語という、ストーリーの作り方だったりとか、作品性みたいなものっていうものが感じてもらえるんじゃないかなと思います。
It is a piece of shit.
NGPX2.
If you go on Omega's Twitter, they talk about how bad it is. And it doesn't even have gameplay, so that doesn't help. I'll play something slightly predatory like KOF All-Star if it has gameplay. And Crestoria does not even have that going for it. It's just generic turn-based combat, and it's not even good turn-based combat. It's shitty turn-based combat, which is even worse. If they had at least made it like Mario RPG or like the SMT games or something, where there's a little bit more to it than just trading hits and having stats to kill stuff, then it could have had some value. But no. They can't even make, like, good turn-based combat, which is not that hard. I don't think that game's gonna survive this year, honestly. I really don't see it lasting much longer. They talk about it in Omega's Twitter, and the game just seems like a train wreck. Like, Raze is not really a great battle system either, but with the limitations. limitations set upon it.
Dive into a
not
dark
having
world of
buttons
mystery
stuff.
and
It's pretty
intrigue
good.
with the Silver Case 2425. Experience Suda51's
It's kind of
take
just a
on
basic
classic
LMBS,
crime
but they've been
thrillers with
adding
this
more
two-in-one
stuff to it
collection.
lately.
Coming to Nintendo Switch.
Been adding
summer
more mechanics to it
2021.
and stuff. Maybe now that they have every playable
A
character
great thank
ever,
you to Suda51 for jumpstarting
bunch
the
of extras,
second
maybe
ever
they can
New Game
expand the
Plus
mechanics
Expo,
more.
a presentation of exciting announcements and updates from video game publishers around the world. With a wide range of games to explore, you won't want to miss all that's coming up. Stay tuned for more after the showcase for the New Game Plus Expo live stream with gameplay demos and special guests from participating partners.
I don't play that many. I play KOF All-Star, I play Raze. Honkai Impact I haven't really played much. I tried 100 Soul, but that's basically it. Service games are just, even if you don't spend money, they're very time-consuming, and as a content creator, I can't, like, no-life one service game. I have a lot of fan bases to appease on here. There definitely have been times I've no-life service games on here. Now's a good time for it. There's nothing really coming out that I want, but... That's why the service game market is so volatile. How do you get people away from, like, the most popular games? You have to really stand out. Because even if your game is bomb, people are probably already pretty invested in another one. Even if they don't spend money. If they spend tons of money on the game, then that's a whole other can of worms, but the time investment, even if you're a free player. That's why SNK came back to console.
The Mary Skelter trilogy
They came crawling back to console because they realized that they could just license out their IP to other people to make the games for them, and they can work on console games, which is pretty much what they're doing.
Eve 1999. While
They don't make
everyone else
any
is
of those
getting ready to
KOF
party,
games.
the
They're all
Metropolitan Police
outsourced.
are working overtime. Me? Let's just say I'm waiting for some fireworks of my own.
They pretty much have just become an IP farm, but they still make games.
London 1999. Be part of the door-kicking, gang-busting, crime-fighting team and take on gun runners and crime lords in Rico, London.
Yo, this looks pretty cool. I like how this looks. Well, I mean, we've had stuff like Avengers, where Avengers has pretty decent combat and a decent foundation, but it's one of the worst service games I've ever played, and that all stems from the fact that they got a fucking single-player studio to try to run a service game, which makes no sense. They should have coughed up the money for, like, a reputable
Explore an abandoned spaceship
Japanese
as you fight
developer.
off unforgiving hordes of aliens.
That
in
definitely would have been
brutal,
a
retro-inspired,
situation where if they
fast-paced
didn't get
first-person shooter.
Crystal Dynamics to
Exophobia
make that
launches
game, it
October
probably
5th
would have
for
been
all
way better.
consoles.
Avengers just falls apart after you beat the campaign. It's a terrible service game. They have, like, nothing but palette swap costumes. And they update, like, every 4 months. Why would someone play that over something similar like PSO2 or Genshin Impact? There is no reason, really. The Marvel license doesn't save it. Yeah, Genshin Impact is literally just generic animes. It's literally just generic screaming lollies and Bishonen. There's no, like... There's no legacy, besides the fact that they've made Honkai Impact. And that game's making hundreds of millions of dollars. And Avengers is, like, the biggest entertainment IP in the world, pretty much. And it's not making any money because it's a shit service game. They don't understand what keeps people playing and spending money. Like, Genshin Impact is just generic moe blobs and Bishonen. And, like, a more attractive looking Breath of the Wild. That's all it is, but it makes a ton of money because they know how to get people to spend money and keep playing every day. That could be more important than the gameplay. I don't think Genshin Impact has very great gameplay, but it's got a lot of other things people want. And like I said, it doesn't have like a 60-year legacy like Marvel does. It's literally just random generic animes.
Guilty Gear Strive, the latest entry in the groundbreaking fighting game series from Arc System Works,
This got delayed yet last night.
PlayStation
They pushed
5,
it back to
and
June.
Steam, with new gameplay, characters, and innovative netcode.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yes. I'm all about this. Because I'm old. See, I've already walked out with one thing I'm going to buy. I'm pretty satisfied at this point. I've been waiting for gameplay on this. It's the Pocky and Rocky remake. Like I said, I'm old, so I grew up with this game.
Don't miss out on the continuing adventures
Nice.
of Pocky and Rocky
Hell
and
yeah.
their friends when this new title hits in the fall of 2021. How about that? We're only about a third of the way into the presentation, but the hype is at 100.
Wow, this has beautiful pixel art. Screw all the people that say that pixel art is ugly. Skeletal animation is ugly. This is a really visually appealing game. It's obviously not something I would bother playing, but I like the art style.
Live your life on the colorful Wimba
Great
Island in
pixel
this
art.
relaxing RPG. Manage your farm, tame wild jellies, meet
I'm a
villagers,
sucker for good
and
pixel
uncover
art.
the secrets of the island when Alchemic Cutie releases July 27th. First
I hate
on
all the people
Xbox.
that just dismiss games because they have pixel art. Especially good pixel art like that. That was very appealing to look at. I'm excited for Pocky and Rocky. That's pretty much the last game that they're gonna, Tango Project's gonna be doing, I think. At least remake-wise. They already remade Wild Guns and Ninja Warriors. Be nice if they could remake the Power Rangers games. Get the license back from Hasbro. Remake those Power Rangers games and dump them out for like the 30th anniversary or something. That'd be pretty sick. A lot of the same people worked on those games too. Obviously they just can't remake them because of the IP.
Test your social deduction skills against a cast of eclectic characters. Will you be able to identify the Gnosia among them, or will you be eliminated? Experience a unique narrative spin blended masterfully with equally ingenious gameplay mechanics. Available now on Nintendo Switch.
They made so many of these games. They churn these games out. There's like tons of them already. I don't get the appeal. No, the appeal is pretty much just lollies and shit. Lolly blobs. I guess the writing is pretty decent too. A dime a dozen. There's so many of these like super weeby turn-based RPGs these days. I guess it's the fact that they come out so often.
The game industry goddesses make their PS5 debut this June.
If you had gone down the right path, history may have changed.
Where's my gunvote?
Kind of crazy psycho.
I'm sitting here waiting for Gunvolt 3. That's what I'm mainly watching this for.
Hang on.
I'm really excited for that, but they haven't shown anything in months. I'm hoping they're gonna shadow drop it.
So, who will be victorious and get back to the surface?
From renowned game writers Kotaro Uchikoshi and Kazutaka Kodaka comes a charming and vivid story of friendship and mystery that will captivate new and experienced players alike. Coming to Nintendo Switch Spring 2021.
Here goes.
No, come on. Maya, come on. Don't. Please. Give me a heartbeat, Maya. A heartbeat.
Maya is lost in a strange world somewhere between reality and imagination. You'll need to use your observational skills and intelligence to solve multiple puzzles to piece together the mystery of Maya's past. Figure out what dark secrets she has buried when Ever Forward launches June 29th for all consoles.
See, this is why you don't go into these expecting AAA masterpieces. They're trying to appease, like, every type of weeb. Not just mainstream weebs. I don't need this shit. I've already got, like, 10 kitties to take care of.
Become a veterinarian and take special care of these.
I don't need a
little
simulator.
friends
I have the
in
real
this new
thing.
simulation game, Pups and Purrs
second
Animal
job.
Hospital, pouncing on Nintendo Switch later this year.
Better be able to make the kitties like barrel roll.
Next largest location Ah, the 20th century. A quaint time when you could hire a simple moving van to transport your goods.
If you can rub the kitties'
Not anymore.
bellies and give them
Here in the
boobs,
23rd
then
century,
maybe that would be a
drives
good
big
game.
honking tanks across New Pangaea.
Needs to have those things. Needs to have boobs and
Welcome to
belly
your
rubs.
onboarding for the Fat Cat Shipping Company. Now, I won't lie to you. It's a challenge to keep one of our tanks running as you drive it. It's even harder to do both of those things while firing weaponry at our competitors. That's why our best drivers are handsomely rewarded by me, dashing industrialist and proud capitalist Phineas Fat Cat the 15th. You'll be given access to our company's most sophisticated vehicles, and you'll need them as you drive across scorched deserts, lush forests, and icy tundras. It's a vast world out there, and I sincerely doubt you'll ever have the same journey twice. Though difficult to master, the job is ultimately simple. Connect all of the tank's conveyor belts. Then, craft your ammunition by following the blueprints. Finally, enjoy the simple pleasure of watching your ammo roll down the conveyor belt to be fired at unsuspecting enemies. Congratulations, you've destroyed our competition and made me gobs of money in the process. Want to destroy rival tanks in the company of friends? Be my guest. You can crush our competition with up to 4 other drivers
Bet
at
you
once.
can't even boop
frankly,
the kitties
there are
on the
some
nose,
jobs
give them
so
belly
tough
rubs
you'll
in that
probably
game,
need
which
the
means it's kusage.
For instance, not every neighborhood is pleased.
You need to be able to rub them on the sides
Some
until they
locals,
roll over
like
and show you
those
their belly.
pesky broccoli chaps, might try and stop you. Do what you must to make sure our
That's like
profits-
basic functionality for a kitty simulator.
Life as a new courier for Phineas
I'm an expert
Fat
on this
Cat the
shit 'cause I do it
15th
for a
in New
job.
Pangaea won't be easy. Luckily for you, you'll have a mammoth-sized tank when you go out on deliveries. Look for Connect Tank this summer.
何これ死体頭から血がやったこの錬金具があればダンジョンを放置化してもっと効率的に活動できるわこれでサクサク収穫できるわね
生産は素晴らしい神羅万象を生産的にするのです
どんなギャラリーができるか今から楽しみね本腰を入れてあいつらを一掃してやるわよーし覚えた技を一丁お見舞いしてやりましょうか確かこうやって
僕たちはずっとここに住んでる。
行ってみたらどうせ知らずにはいられないんでしょ。
お前に頼みたいことがあるこの農場を世界一の農地にしてみせます
潜ってみるわダンジョンの奥この石があった場所まで
From the developers of an organ harvesting game comes the dungeon agriculturalization roguelike, The Sealed Ampule, launching this March. Agriculturalize your dungeon to nurture and harvest the materials you need, so you can head deeper into the dungeon to repeat the process. Lose yourself in this dungeon nurturing game and farm to your heart's content. That was fantastic. Let's keep it going with a look at the next League of Titles.
皆さんこんにちは。日本一ソフトウェアのミーカーです。こんな格好していますけども、一応社長をしています。この度、ディスガイア6を発売させていただくことになりました。ディスガイア6では、シナリオの担当と、プロデュースを担当させてもらっています。
Western appeal.
ディスガイア初代のディスガイアを作った時にはまあそもそも海外
That's why you got rid of the pixel art. It looks like a.
まさか海外
It looks very cheap. The new Disgaea.
たくさんの
So basically saying that weebs have kept Disgaea going this long. That's what he's saying right now. Thanks, weebs.
非常に嬉しく本当にありがとうございます。皆さんの期待に、
Thanks for keeping me employed, weebs.
ディスガイア6というものを、作ったつもりですので、 ぜひご期待いただきたいですし、
My lights are on at home because of you weebs watching
い
this.
ろんなアイデアとかね、意見とかいただけましたら、まあ、いつになるか分かりませんが、セブンを作るときにもまた参考にさせてもらいたいなというふうに、思っております。
It's pretty much what Yakuza is like now too.
最後にリスガイア
Yakuza is like mostly weeb funded at this point.
2021年6月29日、北米欧州で発売いたします。どうぞお楽しみにご期待ください。ありがとうございました。
They make a ton of money off these. This game's probably got a large profit margin because they're not doing pixel art anymore. It looks way worse. It looks very visually cheap. It doesn't have a clean art style like when they were still doing pixel art. They probably make a ton of money. It looks objectively worse in like every way. Probably a hell of a lot cheaper to produce though. There's too many games that look like that now, just like generic chibis.
RPGs are gonna get
Especially
a
on
serious
mobile.
punch in the throat.
There's like thousands of games that look like that.
Defiance of Destiny.
It's a shame, but I know they've had some financial
Strategy
problems lately.
RPGs
That's
are about
probably
to get
why.
a serious punch in the throat with Disgaea 6 Defiance of Destiny. Available on Nintendo Switch June 29th, 2021.
こんにちは。
Hell yeah!
です。ガンボルトビブス、長らくお待たせしてますけども、順調に、制作の方は進んでい
Yo,
ます。
don't pull a Kamiya, please,
津田の方と
bastard.
ですね、ガンガン作って
Show
るん
me
です
some
けども
gameplay.
俺としてはですね、しっかりと作っていくっていう意味で、
Don't do it to me,
アクシ
please.
ョンディレクターを一人追加
Don't
する
pull a
っていう
Bayonetta
決断をし
3 or
ま
I'm
した。
turning this shit
津
off
田
right
と一緒
now.
に、しっかり作れるメンバーということで、宮沢名人をですね
Don't pull a
今
Bayonetta
回指名してですね
3. I don't want to hear the
彼と
words
一緒にやっていく
development is going smoothly ever
やろう
again.
ということでですね、始めました。
Show me the game,
発売の
please.
方は2022年になりますけども、必ずいい作品にしてですね、面白いアクションを作っていきますので、皆さん期待して
Show
く
me
ださ
some
い。よろし
gameplay.
くお願いします。
ガンボルトギブスのアクションディレクターを任された宮沢です。稲船さんの協力もあってキリンのアクションもバシッと決まって、ようやく開発の波に乗ってきたので楽しみに待っていてください。
Thank you for showing gameplay. Nice, I like that air dash. You know, that chick looks like exactly what Gunvolt needed. That's exactly what Gunvolt needed. A melee character. Thank the gods, man.
In Azure Striker Gunvolt 3.
Man, that stings hard.
Fate
I was
Seal
hoping they were gonna, like,
paradigm
shadow
shift
drop that,
and
like,
a
next
new
week or
era
something.
unfolds. Beyond the path toward hope lies even greater possibilities. Coming 2022.
Bummer. At least they showed gameplay. They actually showed gameplay. It's not a Bayonetta 3 situation. Yeah, Gunvolt desperately needed a melee character. The protagonist is not very fun to play in the first two games. It's very stop and go. He kind of kills the pacing. So the fact that they have a melee character and they've improved Gunvolt's moveset as well really appeals to me. I'm just bummed I gotta wait till next year for that. I thought that they were gonna be almost done with it. That's the megaton from this for me, so Integrates pretty much makes the only platformers I really like right now, besides 30XX. A lot of them are just too slow and clunky. I really like the controls. The momentum and the movement are very good. Better than a lot of the other platformers that come out right now. that's a buzzkill. My wallet is safe. Pocky and Rocky's not till the fall, and then Gunvolt 3's not till next year. Because last year they pretty much shadow dropped Curse of the Moon 2. That came out like a week after New Game Plus Expo.
To save the city in this
so I was expecting that, but I guess they want to put more time into it. Seems like they're actually changing the formula quite a bit. The gameplay is going to be smoother. Less stopping. Which is what really sucks about playing as Gunvolt. It's having to stop to tag the enemies. It gets really boring. Gunvolt's a lot more fun when you just jump over everything. You can't, like, attack the enemies and keep your momentum like you could in the Mega Man Zero games. You always had to stop. And it made the game a lot less fun.
There's no telling.
Playing Copen was a lot more fun because you could keep that momentum.
You never programmed any
so the fact that they're improving that is
a
good selling point for me.
The code's going nuts. I can't make out what's happening.
If you don't come back, we'll never forgive you.
Don't give up, Sheena!
Ollie Spider.
Check and miss.
What does the end of the world mean?
I'm tempted to. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to see, but I'll stick around.
And request for Nintendo Switch now with limited run games and wishlisted at the IFI online store.
That was all I was really here for, in case they have some other kind of random megaton. A lot of this is going to be like super weeby stuff. Visual novels and lolly moe blobs and shit. Not going to be a lot of stuff that someone like me would be interested in. Like I said, if you come out of stuff like this with like 2 or 3 games you're going to buy, that's pretty good. People expect way too much from stuff like this, and I really don't understand why. It's borderline, like, self-destructive to do that. You got a handful of things to buy, or you're in pretty good shape. Can't expect everything that they announce to appeal to you. Stuff like this is not interesting to me, obviously, but they're trying to appeal to all weebs, not just mainstream weebs. And that's a pretty broad market. People that like farming games with, you know, otome stuff and things, not just action games like me. Yep, see, there's somebody in the chat that wants something like this. They have too broad of a base to appeal to. Not my kind of thing, obviously.
Working for a secret government organization, Agent Shino monitors powerful beings who travel between worlds. Mystical encounters await in Dairoku Agents of Sakuratani, coming this fall for Nintendo Switch. Beat your friends at a game of soccer. Literally. Guts and goals mixes.
It's like Catherine is not something that's easily digestible. Like,
results in pure fun.
you know, if they showed like half an hour of just Smash Brothers gameplay, people would be really happy with that. But a game like Catherine, you can't just have no commentary. It doesn't work that way. No, no Koei stuff yet.
Come on, guys, this way!
Boy, those sprites look really bad upscaled. At least they didn't put a Vaseline filter on it. They actually kept the pixels. I hate when they do that with old pixel art games, when they put that Vaseline filter on the pixels and it looks gross. It looks way worse than actually seeing the pixels. Problem is these sprites aren't really meant to be upscaled, so they look pretty bad.
Experience classic RPG hits with Prinny Presents NIS Classics Volume 1, featuring Phantom Brave and Soul Nomad, coming to Nintendo Switch summer 2021. We're almost at the finish, but the fun's not over yet. Get a hint of what's in store with these upcoming releases.
Yeah, exactly. This is all weeby stuff. Oh, hell yeah. Alright, I'll get that. That's 3 games I'll buy. That's coming out next month, too. I didn't know that. I'm all in on that. I'll buy that. Yeah. Our type's pretty weeby too. It's just like my generation of weeps. the aging weeps, not the younger weeps. It's not like Gunvolt. Not a weeby game either. It's just got really kick-ass gameplay. Oh, well, there's Koei. You going to show any gameplay? No? Just a Muso? Show some actual gameplay. Why are they hiding the gameplay for that?
We've got one more incredible announcement coming your way from our friends at Inti Creates.
Oh, wait.
Inti Creates and Sunsoft
Inti Creates!
The final piece of a trilogy.
Blaster Master 03!
A metal attacker embarks on a brand new adventure. The side view and top-down action is more intense than ever before. Jason's third battle against mutant kind is about to begin. What new threats await him in a new dimension? The pinnacle of mutant blasting action
Blaster
is
Master
here.
03!
Blaster Master 03!
That could do his voice pretty well.
The Jason saga comes to its epic conclusion. Now is the time to reverse the
Alright, that's
hand of
4
fate
games.
in Blaster Master 03.
4 games I'll be buying.
Thank
Samurai
you for
Warriors
watching the
doesn't count.
second ever New Game Plus Expo. We're thankful to the teams that worked hard to put this presentation together, and for gamers like you who inspire us to do what we do. Don't forget to stick around for the post-showcase stream, and follow us on social media. Visit the New Game Plus Expo website at ngpx.games for all game trailers and additional details.
Well, Blaster Master is,
Without further ado, let's get into the stream.
Blaster Master is boomer millennial weeb stuff.
Creates is kicking off our Twitch stream.
That's what Blaster Master is, boomer millennial weeb stuff.
Creates is kicking off our Twitch stream.
but with the new ones, they've taken some liberties with it. There's like there's more mechanics when you're out of the tank. They have like counters and dashes and shit. There's like more weapons. They're pretty good games. They're pretty good games. I'm glad that they're making another. They're pretty solid. I need to play them more. They're good games. Definitely a good way to like actually revive a old ancient series like that. Not doing something stupid like that Ghosts and Goblins game with the shitty skeletal animation. Still having pixel art, really good soundtrack and stuff, and then the gameplay has been upgraded. So yeah, that's 4 things I'll be buying. I consider that to be a pretty good tally for me. I wasn't expecting more than like 2 things I wanted to buy, but yeah, Blaster Master goes back to the 80s. I didn't have that game as a kid, but I did play it as a kid. Because like I said, I'm old. I'm not done, no. I'm gonna see what they show at Indie Crates, and then I'm gonna peace out after that. Because the only other thing I really want to watch is if they have some Pocky and Rocky stuff. And then maybe if they show some East 9. Other than that, I'm not really invested in anything else they have to show. You guys can watch the rest yourself. I'm going to check out Inti Creates. They're going to be on in like 15 minutes, so I'm going to play something else really quick to kill some time. I'll keep the stream on. Yeah, they didn't show anything of Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, but they did show a lot of other stuff I was interested in. Pocky and Rocky, Gunvolt 3, Blaster Master 0. That's more than I was expecting. An R-Type final. I didn't know that was coming out next month. I'm completely have not been following that game. I'll grab that too. Because that's more aging boomer millennial weeb stuff. I grew up with R-Type as well. Hey, later, Mugs. I'll talk to you later, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Pocky and Rocky is from the 90s. Natsume, same people that did Ninja Warriors and Wild Guns. It's basically like the final remake they're going to be doing, pretty much, because they pretty much all those kick-ass Natsume games back then, it was all the same people that made them. They still work with the company. They form like their own like subsidiary within Atari Natsume, and they pretty much all they make is remakes. But they make really good remakes. They haven't missed yet. All their remakes have been very good, so I'm pretty excited personally. Very excited. That's a bummer. Gunvolt 3 is not going to be out till next year. Man, that sucks. I was really looking forward to that. I wonder why. Wonder why it's taking them so long. They announced that game like last year, so I was under the impression they were going to shadow drop it, but I guess not. Gunvolt definitely needed some gameplay refinements, though. Gunvolt is most fun when you don't interact with the enemies with the protagonist, which is not what I would call good design. If I actively do not want to interact with the enemies, then I don't think you've made really good platformer design. So it's cool that they're actually acknowledging that there's a problem and trying to fix it. It's going to take a lot longer because they've had two games like that now. Hold on a second. I'm setting up RetroArch while I wait. This is going to take a while, so let's get something else going here. They didn't shadow drop anything. I actually had some money saved in case they shadow drop something, but they did not. So I've got some cash on my service games now. I put some money aside in case they shadow drop something, but nope. That was much better than last year's for sure, by a very large margin. No time wasting, no half hour of dead air with Catherine. I'm not knocking on Catherine, I'm knocking on the fact that they showed like half an hour of it with no one talking. So what did you guys like from that that expo? Anything you guys are interested in? Oh, is this Fighting Rage? It's available on PS4, Xbox, Switch, and PC. So, pretty much all the modern platforms. Console port was pretty recent. I recommend PC or Switch, honestly, because this is a great portable game. I play this a lot off camera, offline. I don't play it that much on the channel anymore, but... excellent game. One of the best beat-em-ups to come out in a very long time. No online co-op. If you want online co-op, you can play on PC with Parsec, which I've actually done on this channel before. I've done 2 playthroughs co-op with friends. But it doesn't have native co-op. This game was made by one person, so that was a little beyond the scope of what he could do. There's couch co-op. Let's see what they're doing on Inti. What are they going to show? If they show some gun vault, I'll stick around. If not, then I'm out of here. And get some rest. Some set up RetroArch. Let's see what they're doing. Hold on a second. Change scenes here. Hello.
Good morning, good
What's up,
afternoon, and good evening, all you wonderful folks around the world. Welcome to the NGPX live stream showcase right here at Inti Create's headquarters in beautiful Chiba, Japan. I am your host, Inti Create's producer and localization director, Matt Papa, and it is an absolute delight to be with all of you guys here today. Thank you
He has
so
an
much
awesome last name.
for sticking around and hanging out with us here.
His last name
It's
is
an
Papa.
honor. It's a true honor.
Doesn't get much better than that.
To be the top batters of the lineup for the
His last name is literally Papa.
NGPX live streams, and we are here live to you in Japan.
He's from New Jersey, I think.
2 in the
I
morning.
was born in New Jersey,
That's
so
right. It is 2 a.m. here in Japan. Well, we love you
Cool
guys
to see
so
somebody
much
else
that we're pulling an all-nighter here
make
at
it
the
that
Instant
far.
Creates office, and we got some awesome stuff to show you guys today. I am just thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with you. We had not one, but 2, what I think are awesome announcements go out.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
want to
did.
know what y'all thought of the Azure Striker Gunvolt 3.
Inject that
development
Gunvolt into my
update,
veins, please.
And of course,
Hook me up.
the reveal of Blaster Master 03 coming July 29th, 2021. It's been a long time coming, and I'm so happy for all the Gunvolt fam and all the Blaster Master fam out there. I know you guys have been waiting patiently, and it's been an absolute pleasure to bring this to you guys today. Now, since we have some time here today, we got an hour with you guys. And so everyone, in the spirit of wanting to making this the best possible stream we possibly could, I have some special guests here with me that are going to be joining me in this very seat right here. So to kick things off, I figure, let's do it in the order of which we showed off the stuff for NGPX. So I want to kick this stream off with some Azure Striker Gunvolt goodness. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And there is no one better to showcase said Azure Striker Gunvolt goodness than the brand new action director himself in the flesh, Mr. Hiroki Miyazawa. Let's welcome Miyazawa-san to the stream. Dozo, come on, Miyazawa-san. Patch, 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 patch. Yay!
I actually have that shirt he's wearing. I have that Gunvolt shirt.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
friend
yeah.
Dan got it for me. From
まあ
AX.
北米はおはようございます。
おはようございます。
Yeah, so good morning for all you US in North America. まあ欧州ならまあこんにちはって感じですね。
はい。こんにちは。
For those in Europe, hello. A nice hello to you. So as you saw from the NGPX reveal for Gunvolt 3, Miyazawa-san here is the brand new action director for Azure Striker Gunvolt 3, and he's going to have some really good insight to share with you guys. So I just want to get his thoughts on being the new action director, and then we're going to jump into something really cool. じゃあちょっとまあプレイしちゃう前にちょっとまあ私アクションディレクターになったんじゃないですか。どうですか、ガンボートのアクションディレクター、稲船さんとスレさんと一緒に戦ってどの感じでしょうかね。
だいぶ難航していたので、もういろんな人に相談してヒントとかアイデアとかをもらって、ようやく形になったかなっていう感じで、だいぶプレッシャーが強いですね。
強いですね。
はい。
Yeah, so he's working right alongside the other directors you have in place, Keiji Inafune and Yoshihisa Tsuda, who have been directing the action from Gunvolt from day one.
How the hell does Inafune still have a job?
He's feeling the pressure of working with these two legendary
Red Ash
creators.
game never came
but he's
out.
doing an amazing job. I mean,
Gunvolt 3 was not Gunvolt 3, but Mighty Number 9 was a disaster.
How
does he still get work?
初めてじゃないですよね。
You think at that point,
他の
like,
のディレクターですよね。
studios would not want to have anything to do with him.
ディレクターをやってました。
そうですね。Yeah, so Miyazawa-san here is the director of Bloodstained Curse of the Moon and Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. Some amazing titles we put out over here for the past couple years. So all of you Gunvolt folks out there, you are in very good hands with Miyazawa-san being part of the team and joining the Gunvolt fray. We still got some time. We got till 2022, so hang tight on Miyazawa-san and the team. Work on this amazing game. まあそうですね。まあ22年までちょっと待てないといけないんですけど、まあみんなお互いに頑張りますよね。
はい、頑張ります。
So since Miyazawa-san is here with us, I figured there is no better person to showcase some quality Gunvolt content for him. So we prepared something very special for you guys today. We have, for the first time on any English-speaking live stream, actual gameplay demo of Azure Striker Gunvolt 3.
Okay, this is what I'm here for. All right.
Miyazawa-san is
all right, thank you.
and showcase some
Thank you, Mr.
GV3
Papa.
action for us.
Hooking me up.
What do you think? どうですか？みんな英語の生放送として
Thank
まあ
you.
GV3 の生プレイを
I knew this was
初め
going to
て
be worth
に
watching,
なり
at
ま
least
す
this
ので、
part.
そうですね。
まあちょっとまあプレッシャーまあどこにいてもプレッシャーだから、
はい、
頑張ってください。
頑張ります。
So I'm gonna pass this controller over here to Miyazawa-san.
はい。
And we're gonna switch things over to the game screen.
Yes.
And we're gonna get ready for some gunful action. He's going to show us the good stuff. All right. So we got, looks like we got the screen up there. And this is, of course, the Japanese title screen for Azure Striker Gunvolt 3. Those of you who didn't know, the title is different in Japanese. It's not Azure Striker, it's Orange Blue. なんか海外のユーザーが、まあアジアストライカーじゃなくて、日本語はアームドブルーをしてるかどうかわからないけど、ちょっと面白いんじゃないかなと思ってて、みんなの想像と違うもの。はい。Alright, so we're gonna じゃあ始めましょうか。
はい、始めましょう。
OK。
じゃあスタート押していきます。
OK。
今回はですね、以前デジゲー博で、日本のお客さんに遊んでもらった体験版のロムをやっていきます。
そうですね。Yeah, so this is actually the ROM that we, the last event we were able to have in Japan back in, 11月でしたっけ ?10 月、11月、数ヶ月前ね。はい。Yeah, a couple months ago we had an event called Digital Game Expo here in Japan, where we first showcased this ROM here live in Japan for the first time, and now we are bringing it to you here.
はい。
So, じゃあ、
やりましょう。はい。体験版では2つのステージが選べるんですが、まず上のクリスマスの街というステージを始めていきます。
Okay, yeah. So we got the two stages obviously. We're gonna start with the one above. These are not final English names. I know the localization director, but don't quote me just yet. Like a Christmassy town.
キリンはですね、まあ普通に歩いたり、ジャンプしたり、走ったり。
Yeah, so we got the heroine Kirin here. So of course he's just showcasing some of her basic controls.
It looks crisp.
She can run, she can jump, she can climb up them walls.
はい。で、あとは攻撃で剣を振ることができます。
Yeah, so her attack pattern, different from what you may have seen from the likes of, say, Gunvolt or Copen. Kirin here, her main weapon is her sword. And of course, you saw her throw the, futamo, nagete imasu yo ne. Yeah, so she's got the sword and she throws these special talisman that you will see how those work in just a moment. Hi. She's a fast one. As you hear from the peanut gallery, the hoo-ha-hoo. So as you can see, she can just go up and straight up attack. まあ直接攻撃もできますけど、
そうですね。普通に剣で切ると、まあ一撃で敵倒せなかったりして反撃される時もあるんですけど、お札これを当てるとですね、敵が弱くなります。
Okay, yeah. So I mean, as you saw, of course you can just go up to the bad guys and just slash them with your sword and do your thing, but they'll obviously counterattack and you'll be more susceptible to damage. But if you throw these talisman here, now did you see that? Did you see that? If you notice, yeah. So did you see that? When you throw the talisman at the enemies, it actually makes them weaker. So it is in your best interest to throw those talisman. But you notice that too. あららどういうことですか、宮沢さん。
Yeah, Gunvolt desperately needed a melee character. I'm glad they're delivering.
接触ダメージがなくなります。
Does he have like no hitbox?
なのでこういう
Is he
一
invincible?
見ちょっと強そうな敵もお札を当ててしまえ
No
ば
provision.
無害にできる場合がある。
そうですね。Yeah, so one of the other uses of those talisman is that when you throw them at an enemy and it has, that red circle around them, as long as it has that circle on, you will not take damage from being smacked into from enemies.
ただし、
However,
弾は食らえます。
you can of course still take damage from bullets and projectiles and all those other kinds of things.
That's
but
cool.
As long as you got the talisman effect going on the enemy, you will not take damage from smacking into them, which is,
no
kind of a
contact
2D
damage.
action games. そうですね。2D アクションゲームの基本は、敵をぶつかるとダメージ受けるんじゃないですか。これみんな喜びそうかなと思います。
そうですね。アクションハイスピードアクションのゲームをうちではよく作ってるんですけど、移動が速すぎて敵にすぐぶつかっちゃうじゃないですか。
そうですね。確かに。
なのでお札を投げながら走っていれば敵にぶつかっても大丈夫です。
さすがアクションディレクターですね. Yeah, so and that's one of the things that the Gunvolt team was really thinking about when they were designing, how Kieran plays and how our action elements is because, for those of you who are familiar with Gunvolt, or as you can even probably tell just by looking at the game, Gunvolt's a very fast-paced to the action game.
Oh yeah, it is.
And we want the players to go really fast. And if you're zipping through stages, it's really easy to smack into enemies. So this is kind of our way of helping you alleviate that and be able to really go through these stages as quickly as you can.
でお札を当てると敵に大ダメージを与えられるので、こうやってお札をたくさん当ててから。
Oh, いいね、いい感じ。Yeah, so I mean, it's really in your best interest because it's not only just avoiding the damage, but the enemies will take more damage when they're under the effect of the talisman. So you really, really, really want to make use of Keating's talisman when you're fighting off these baddies because it makes a world of difference. Absolute world of difference. いや全然違いますよね。札使っても使わなくても全然違いますよね。あららあらら。
今回もちゃんとモルフォの新曲が入ってます。
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? A familiar,
yep,
a
the
familiar
Weeb music's
sound
playing.
For all of you GV folks out there, yeah, that's right.
In Gunvolt language, that means you're
voice
playing
of
well.
The lovely Lumen you are hearing as a brand new Lumen track. Lumen is back. You will not
if the Weeb music's not playing, you're not playing well. This game pretty much stole. Actually, this was the originator of what they did in DMC 5 with the lyrics kicking in when you play well. And the reviewers saying that the music sucked because they couldn't actually maintain an S combo.
It's the perfect remedy for a 2 a.m. live.
Gunvolt did it first.
I think it is.
5 years before, actually.
Okay, let's get to a juicy part. Boss time. It's boss time. You pull, this is a Gunvolt game, of course, you pull no punches with these boss fights. I love this motif with the Grim Reaper. なんか死神のモチーフがなんかめっちゃかっこいいなと思って。
このボスは一番最初に作られたボスですね。
あ、そうなんですか。So as I mean, this is actually the very
yeah,
first
but they were
boss
actually
designed.
complaining that the music was bad because they suck at the game. Which is, I can't describe how unfair that is. There are actual articles you can still find about them complaining about the music.
あれが体験版なのでないんですけど、製品版にはある予定なので。
あ、そうですか。はいはいはい。
ちょっと体験版難しいです。
あ、そうですね。Yeah, so you say actually for what you're seeing here in the demo version, is actually probably tougher than your experience may be in the actual game. For those of you who have played any Gunvolt game, Gunvolt 1, Gunvolt 2, Gunvolt Chronicles, don't matter. You know that the characters have what's called the pervasion ability, which is it basically the ability that allows them to avoid damage. And as you can see here, Kirin right now does not have that, so she's taking all the hits right on the face. But in the main game, it is planned for her to have the pervasion ability, just like Gunvolt and Kopen before her. So this is kind of like he's basically playing in hard mode. これハードモードですね。そうですね。そうですね。キリンのアクションを見るとやっぱDB とアキュラ、
Unfortunately, playing like games like this is kind of a lost art. You can't expect some random IGN reviewer to like actually be good at it. I mean, it sucks, but that's the reality. That's why people like me get review keys, so I can actually play these games. I'm not the best at every game I play. I'm above average. That's all that's really needed. You don't need to be like a grandmaster of every game you play to be a content creator.
Yeah, he was saying
if you can actually explain the mechanics and at least
projectile-oriented,
somewhat show them.
With his gun in the way,
generally, that's good enough.
GV with his lightning abilities, and of course.
But you can't expect that from reviewers. They have too many games to play.
Kind of always wanted to have a melee sword fighting character.
Oh yeah,
so
thank you.
Finally come to fruition.
Thank you.
With Keating. So that was the first stage. That was the first stage.
じゃあ
で15分多分許せないと思う。第2ステージを見せなくて大丈夫。もう大丈夫。大丈夫です。最後はまあちょっとだけでも大丈夫から。
じゃあ行っちゃいますか。
じゃ
あ2つ目のステージ。じゃあ駆け足気味で行きますね。急いで。
宮沢さんパワー。
はい。
I want to see Gunvolt. Like, how does Gunvolt play now?
Showcasing, showing off the controls a bit and kind of giving you a taste of some of the basics. And now Miyazawa-san's going to kind of take the chains off a little bit and really go for it this time. So let's see what he's got. Miyazawa-san power. こうどういうステージ名ですかこちらは。
ロフトコンビナートというコンビナートのステージですね。
はいはいはい。Yeah, so this is like a factory refinery type stage, and looks pretty run down. Yeah, this place has seen some better days. It looks like it. We got like the fire pits and stuff like that. Be careful. Checkpoint. ここなんか。PC の完成のアクションデッキの特徴とファンさんになんか伝えたいことは特にありますか？
そうですね。今回は結構高低差のあるステージもあって、
Wonder if she's going to be able to dash cancel.
壁蹴り使わなくても遊べるゲームだったんで。
Seems like she plays more like Inti Create Zero.
動くゲームになると思います。
A lot of times you're going to be using jump slashes because dash jump slashes will keep your momentum. Which is exactly how Inti Zero played.
One of the things that you was talking about, one of the differences that you may find, and this may kind of harkens back to the GB.
Yeah, you can kind of see how her flow works now. Doesn't seem like she can dash cancel.
With just the way that Kieran plays and the way she moves and things like that, you're going to see a lot more stages that kind of go up and down. More vertical stages as opposed to more like side-scrolling. Like there's going to be a kind of a bit of a shift there. Okay, what's the time of that? Morpho, 立てるから頑張ってください。
頑張ります。
He's got the power of Lumen behind him. He's got the power of Lumen behind him. He can do it. He can do it. I believe. I believe in Miyazawa-san. Oh, this looks bad. That looks bad. This looks bad. Wait, まずそう。まずそう。Uh-oh.
まだ必殺技作ってる途中です。
I really like how they balanced the fact that she's melee. It's really cool how when you shoot the talismans, it actually does like
so you'll just have to see
gray health.
What Big Boy Boss feels like when you get your hands on Azure Striker Gunvolt.
Show me Gunvolt.
まあ難しいですね。
Come on, I want to see how Gunvolt plays.
ただまあ今回いろいろ見せたと思うんですけど、これ開発中で今のロムと全然違うものになってるんで、ここにあるものは全然製品版には載らないです。
はいはいはい。
今だいぶ作り直してます。
ああ、そうですか。わかりました。Yeah, so he's saying, obviously this is a work in progress, and this is a lot has changed even from when this ROM was made.
Yeah, that's a very old build.
You very much, things will definitely be different in the main game when it comes out. So you got a whole lot to look forward to with brand new stuff. じゃあ、水沢さん、今日はありがとうございました。楽しかったです。
はい、ありがとうございました。
Alright, let's give it up for Miyazawa-san. Thank you very much.
ありがとうございました。じゃあ、はい、失礼します。
ありがとうございました。Alright, so what did you guys think of a early look at Azure
Give it to
Striker
me now.
Gunvolt 3?
Let me buy that shit like right now.
Miyazawa Hiroki up in here. I hope you guys like what you saw.
Yeah, I did.
But we are not done yet.
Give me more.
No. Because, that's right. I don't have one, but two. That's right. I got two special guests here for y'all. Oh, just a second. We're gonna accept
Hello,
this.
Eric.
But, there's another very special guest that I would like to call to join me here, and that is of course for Blaster Master 03. the final piece of a trilogy. July 29th, people. Just a couple months to go. I cannot wait for you to see what we got in store for Blaster Master Zero. It's going to be an absolute delight. And on that note, I have another wonderful guest that I would like to call to join me here in the hot seat. Let's give a warm welcome for the Blaster Master Zero series director, Mr. Satoru Nishizawa. Nishizawa-san, onegai shimasu! Yay!
They pretty much make the best platformers right now. They make the best platformers,
you guys
in my opinion.
Do you see this? Here, let's
the best, like, old-style games for old boomer millennials like me. A lot of the other indie platformers and stuff they don't appeal to me.
Nishizawa-san,
So I don't like the controls. I don't like the movement.
From our Nagoya office.
It's the frog. I like that.
Nishizawa-san brought this good boy. Hi. Green screen! Chroma key! Oh no. Chroma key is our enemy. Chroma key ni natteru ne. Poor Fred. Look, he's chroma keyed! Oh no! He's chroma keyed. You can kind of see him, sort of. That's the power of chroma key. Yeah, midori da kora ne. That's too bad, because this is a handmade model of Fred from Blaster Master Zero that Nishizawa-san brought all the way from our offices in Nagoya. But anyway, so we have, the director himself. Nishizawa-san has been the director of the Blaster Master Zero series from day one. And it's an absolute joy to have him here to showcase Blaster Master Zero 3 for you guys for the first time. どうですか、もう発表しちゃいましたね。ブラスターマスターゼロ3どの感じでしょうかね。
すごいプレッシャーです。
みんなプレッシャー。
発売日出ちゃいましたね。
そうだね。
逃げられない。
You say, like, I'm really feeling the pressure now that we've made the official announcement and made the official announcement and revealed the release date. He's really feeling the pressure. Really feeling the pressure now as director. まあ、バサバサのね、素晴らしい作品だから、まあ、西田さんなら大丈夫だと思います。ありがとうございます。
Problem is they just aren't fun to play.
They're
either very basic, they're not doing something different like the Inti-Creates games are. Bringing back, like, the heyday of Mega Man Zero and stuff, or they're just Kaizo stuff.
Look.
I can take a little bit of Kaizo, but a whole game of Kaizo is just exhausting. It's boring, it's frustrating.
My controller decided to unsafe
a platformer can still be fun if it's not like Kaizo hard. It doesn't need to be Kaizo
my controller, so we can actually show you what we want to show you.
That's exactly the same problem with like Mario Maker.
I believe in you, controller.
It's really hard to find levels on Mario Maker that are like challenging.
Okay.
But
yeah,
not just Kaizo, where you need to spend like 20 hours to beat the level once. That's kind of my problem with indie platformers. It's like one or the other. It's hard to find stuff like what these guys make. The games are still challenging in their own right, but they're still accessible and fun. You don't spend like 20 hours on one thing, and it's not just like frame-perfect, pixel-perfect jumps all the time.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff does not appeal to me.
Blaster Master Zero 3 is still very much in the middle of development, so this is just kind of a snippet of what the...
Yeah, but Super Meat Boy is not Kaizo at all. Super Meat Boy is hard, but the levels are also like 20 seconds long, so... There's still a sense of accomplishment, but you're not playing through like 10-minute levels with pixel-perfect stuff.
Yeah, so as
you need like the patience of a saint to play stuff like that.
Materials we put out, Blaster Master Zero 3 actually kind of takes place where the Blaster Master Zero and just kind of Blaster Master story all began on the planet Sophia. So Jason has traveled to the planet Sophia, and on this stage you're kind of in the middle of a giant city in like a dome. It's basically a giant dome city, which is where you find ourselves right now.
はい。で今回、ガイアソフィアが、パワーアップしてまして、SP ゲージが2本になってたりと
A lot of people say with Mario Maker, like, the best way to play that game is on normal because it filters out a lot of the Kaizo shit.
Hi. Yeah, so for those of you who are experienced,
like, you can actually have fun
Blaster Master
playing
players, you may
an
have
unlimited
noticed
amount of Mario levels
that in the top there,
and
there's
not
two
want to, like,
gauges
throw
now,
your Switch off the
besides health
balcony.
bar. The first gauge is
It's when you start getting past
bluish
that,
one,
you go
which
into,
is
like,
the
expert and
sub-weapon
stuff,
has always
but it's,
been, but there's
it's
a new
just all
gauge
Kaizo
that
and
allows
gimmick
you to
levels.
use that gauge to power up your basic shot. So as you saw when he was shooting the cannon earlier, that was depleting. So that powers up your normal shots, and you can use that freely however you want.
ただ、まあ、消費し、SP で消費しない手法とかもあります。
そうですね。Yeah, so and of course you can decide if you don't want to, spend the energy. You can of course use the normal shot if you want to. That's entirely up to you, but you have that option. You can switch back and forth whenever you want.
じゃあ進めていきます。今まで通り、普通の時にあったガイアシステムとかも、そのままあったりとか、ここはまあ、ガラスの足場をこう渡っていくような感じですね。
はい。Yeah, so if you've played Blaster Master Zero 2, you may recognize that it's got the Gaia system, which is, for those of you who are not familiar, from Blaster Master Zero 2, when Sophia, the tank Sophia, falls from tall heights and you hit the ground, that's how you replenish your energy. So for your powered up cannon, for your sub weapons.
はい、こういう芋虫みたいなやつも、まあ、メタファイトの頃から伝統であるんですけど、まあ、ジェイソンで倒す。
はい。Yeah, so of course, if you've played the original Blaster Master, you may be familiar with those little kind of caterpillar-like enemies. For that kind of stuff that's really low to the ground, it's really handy to have Jason pop out of the tank and kind of shoot them directly.
でジェイソンも今回パワーアップしてまして、ソフィアから降りるときにショットすると敵を直接狙うロックオンショットっていう。
おー、かっこいい。
かっこいい。
かっこいい。ジェイソンかっこよくなったより。Oh, that's so cool. So, I know for those of you who've played Blaster Master Zero, I know you guys are going to appreciate Jason's new ability if you saw that. So when Jason pops out of Sophia, he now has a homing shot. He has a homing shot now, so you can deal with those little enemies on the ground. So Jason himself, on the 2D side, has that. That's like an. So, 自動的にホーミングなっちゃいますよね。
そうですね。
Yeah,
近くに敵がいると自動的に狙ってくれます。
Yeah, so if there's an enemy close by, it'll automatically home in on those enemies. That is so cool. あ、それかっこいいね。
で、ソフィアの方もサブウェポンが新しくなってて、こういう、ホーミングレーザーが。
ああ、それもそうだね。新しい武器だね。Yeah, so in Sophia's, the G Sophia's got some new weapons. Without a homing laser shot, the missiles, まあそのミサイルはブラスターマスの基本なんですけど、そのレーザーは新しい感じですね。Yeah, so I mean the missiles are kind of a Sophia tank standard, but the homing laser is very much a new weapon for this game.
でマルチロックオンとかもできます。
Yeah, so if you saw the little that shoots out like a radar type thing, and anything in its path, そうにそういうやつに出すと、まあその中の敵が自動的にパパパパパ、まあ複数の敵がいても
いっぺんに倒せます。
Yeah, so it can
There hasn't been a new Sonic game in a while, has there?
At once, which is really cool.
で2プレイした人はちょっと見覚え
It's
あるかもしれ
interesting
な
how
いんですけど。
Sega went from we don't want fan games to the only Sonic game that's been critically acclaimed in like 10 years
ガルーダが使ってきた
is literally made by fans.
Yeah, so I see some of you eagle-eyed
How far
folks in the
Sonic
chat
has
have noticed
fallen.
this already.
How far
But that
Sega
is
has
actually
come.
The same laser weapon.
Finally just
from Blaster
realizing
Master
and
Zero 2
accepting the
that
reality that
Attacker Garuda
random
uses.
fans are better game developers than they are.
どうやってGソフィアに
They're at the stage of acceptance. They're past denial at this point. Denial was when they ceased and desisted the Streets of Rage remake. That was like 11 years ago.
Wondering how in the world G Sophia can
Now it's
use
like the best Sonic
you know,
games are like the
homing-
Sonic Mania
a
stuff,
homing
which is
laser
not
from
even
Garuda
made by
was
them. It's just made by fans.
Something for y'all to look forward to. Yeah, of course, as in Blaster Master 2, when you run out of
Same
energy,
thing with
you
Streets of
kinda
Rage
power
4.
down
That's
a
not
little
made
bit,
by
and
them
then it
either.
goes. You're good to
It's
go.
made by the
what
French
is
fighting
that?
game community of all things.
この先に進みたいんですけど、なんか空間が途切れちゃってますね。
Yeah,
先に
so
進めません。
yeah, there's like this distortion kind of blocking his path here. どうすればいいんだろうね。
どうしましょうね。
あら、うわ
そしたら、
あらら。
なんか、
Oh, that's so cool.
入りました。
So it's like this like なんていうんですかこれ。
これはですね、次元の歪みっていう空間がひび割れてる現象ですね。
So this is kind of like a dimensional rift that has just opened up in this sort of 壊れてるグラスがめっちゃかっこいいよ。That's so cool, that like breaking glass effect. So you got like a dimensional rift going on here. じゃあどうすれば？
でこれが今回この空間の歪みの中に入っていくっていうのが今回の目玉の VRV システムという。
So that's where one of Jason's new, I guess, features, new abilities comes in, called the VRV system, and that's where you will put that to use here when you find these breaks in dimensional rifts. はい。
じゃあその VRV システムを使って。
やっちゃえ。あ、かっこいい。
Henshin.
Oh, that's so cool.
Hell yeah.
So when Jason uses the VRV system, he's basically now we are here. じゃあどうすなんかこの VRV システム使って別の世界みたいですよね。
そうですね。別の空間に移動するっていうようなシステムですね。なので今さっきまで道が塞がれてたのが先に進めるようになってます。
Yeah, so basically you can use the VRV system to basically work to that alternate dimension behind the rift. And now all that space that was blocked out, now he can proceed through that space. You're basically in an alternate dimension from where you were.
であとすぐプレイした人には分かるかもしれないですけど、上の方にすごく嫌なものが見えます。
Yeah, so for those of you who played Blaster Master Zero 2, you may recognize those sort of swirling, glowy bars from on top there. There's something you want to look out for.
次元断層って言って当たると一発でや
Yeah,
られてしまう。
those are like kind of like tears in space. And as you see, if you touch those, that's it. That's it. You're done. You're done. That's basically そうだね。そういう空間のなんか昔のゲームのトゲみたいな感じですね。
だから、超次元空間っていうんですけど、ここはすごく危険な場所なんですよ。
Yeah, so this kind of alternate dimension is a very dangerous place to be. Yeah, not somewhere you want to go just for funsies or enjoy riding Sophia. No, チャット上でいくつかの人がギャザビラじゃないっていう気づいてた。
そうですね、ギャザビラの山が残ります。
Yeah, so I see some of you in chat have kind of noticed a little throwback to the Gather Vera from Blaster Master Zero 2. Evil Eyes in this chat. I like it. I like it. ファンがいますよね。
そうです。意外に人気があるでっかい山です。で、まあさっきあったガラスの足場とかもあったりするんですけれども、で次元断層もいっぱいあってすごく危険なんですが。
Yeah, so if you remember these kind of those glass platforms from before. That you step on once and they break, and you got all these super dimensional tears that are just ripping everything apart. So you really gotta watch your step. You really gotta watch your step in here. はい。
割れちゃいましたどうせ。
そうだね。まあホバーしかない。うまくホバ
ーできるかな。落っこっちゃうと。
So I guess you kind of he's like I guess we're kind of stuck here. I guess you can only really use gotta put that hover function to good use. どうかな。難しそうけど、まあディレクターなら。ディレクターならね。
頑張ってみますか。
頑張ってください。あらら。あららら。
さっき言われてた足場が復活しました。
So those glass panels actually come back. I guess maybe this alternate dimension isn't totally bad, but 意外と安全そういうガラスのやつ。で、
まあ今回こういう感じでこれはこのガラスの足場の、時間が逆転して再生してるっていう。
そうだね。でも逆転だからまあ意外と安全になったって感じですね。Yeah, so like when you're in sort of this alternate dimension, everything's kind of flipped on its head, and kind of everything's kind of in reverse. So what was once a very unreliable, you step on it once and it breaks apart. Now it's all of a sudden like it's coming there to save the day for you. So what's up is down. まあ上が下、下が上って感じですね。What's up is down, left is right.
今回その逆転っていうのが、ゲームを通して大きなテーマになってます。
Yeah, so that kind of, reversal of fortunes, that kind of doing it from the other side, that reversal is a very big part of this game and the design for this game. So keep that in mind.
すごい危険そうですけど、
そうですね。
ちょっと恐る恐る進んでいきましょうか。
Yeah, so I mean that looks like a nasty. 素晴らしい. That's so cool. Did you guys see that? Did you catch that? Did you catch that? Look at that. They jump.
さっきはプレイヤーがジャンプしてた、ギミックなんですけど、今逆転して敵がジャンプする。
So and there's another perfect example of what he's talking about, where in normal space, that's basically like a trampoline that you bounce that you can use to propel Sophia. But now, but in the alternate dimension, stepping on that platform now propels everything else.
I want them to show the
かっこいいね。
out of the tank, the human mode. That's what I'm interested in.
面白い。
I still need to play through 2. I haven't played through it yet.
Oh. Yeah, those tears are really nasty. Oh, nice laser. Nice laser. Yeah, that すごい。
バリア風に作られております。
Yeah, basically, those glass platforms really kind of make like a barrier-free path for G Sophia to progress through this stage. What do you guys think? Like, まあ怖いぞってちゃんとね。
すごいハラハラしてます。
やっぱり怖いよね。
もうジャンプしちゃうと当たっちゃいそう。
Yeah, so then here you gotta be careful because it's very easy to hit the sort of that rift up there. これ面白そう。やっちゃえ。Oh, brilliant. So you can really put those trampolines to good use. I love it. お、
また新しく泉が開きましたね。
Yeah, so now we have another rift that just appeared here.
はい、ここが出口の歪みですね。ずっとここを目指して進んでました。
Yeah, so this is kind of like your exit rift, so to speak. So this is kind of what he's been looking for this whole time.
なのでここから VRV システムをオフにして外に出てみると通常空間に戻ってきます。
Yeah, so then you use you turn the VRV system off, and now you're back in normal space now.
でダンジョンがありますね。でこちら側がさっき途切れてた空間の端っこでずっとここを目指して動いてきてた。
はい。なるほど。Yeah, so now you're kind of seeing when we saw the distorted space before, this is basically the other side of that. So now that he's gone through the dimensional space, he's basically made it to the other side of that. So he's kind of completed the trip, so to speak.
なので、空間が、消失しちゃってるところを、VRV システムで、超次元空間に移動して、
Yeah, so whenever you see those rifts, you can use the VRV system to kind of transport yourself back and forth at will.
で、先に進んで目的地へ向かっていくっていうのが今回の、サイドビューステージの主な遊びになります。
Yeah, so that's kind of like a taste of of some of the stuff you can expect in the side view parts of Blaster Zero. Because Blaster Master Zero.
Yeah, I know 2 is way better than 1. I couldn't really get through 1.
Also top down. You said there's a
1 didn't really feel that great.
There's very much those two aspects. It's the side view action like you're getting here, and of course the top down view inside the dungeons. Hi.
実はここまでです。
But to say the truth, that's actually all we have for you today in regards to Blaster Master Zero 3. So we just have to.
No, they didn't show getting out of the tank.
今度ダンジョンを紹介します。
ダンジョンはダンジョンでまた同じように歪みの中に VRV システムで入っていくっていうような遊びなんですけど、今度はトップ2ならではのまたちょっと違った遊びっていうのが入ってくるような感じになります。
はい。Yeah, so you can expect more of the really cool new features like like the dimensional rifts and all that kind of cool stuff, and a whole bunch of new exciting action inside the dungeons, inside the side view action as well. So you guys are gonna have a lot to look forward to by the time Blaster Master Zero 3 comes out on July 29th, 2021. 期待しちゃいますよね。これめっちゃ楽しそう。Yeah, and so I figured, we have we just announced Blaster Master Zero 3 today, but there's probably a bunch of you guys who have never seen Blaster Master Zero before and don't really know what this game's all about. So we figured, since we have the director here with us, it's a perfect time for us to maybe showcase a little bit of the original Blaster Master Zero, because all of the Blaster Master Zero and Azure Striker Gunvolt games are on sale right now on Steam as part of the NGPX sale. So that's Blaster Master Zero 2, and of course Azure Striker Gunvolt, Azure Striker Gunvolt 2, and Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X, all on sale, 50% off on the Steam sale right now. You can hit that up, check that out. So if you like what you saw today from GV3 or BMZ3, you can see what the predecessors have to show. And since we got some time left for these folks, and since the director is here with us, we're going to play a little bit of Blaster Master Zero 1.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and peace out.
じゃあちょっと1の方に
I really like their games. I've already said that before, but I really like their games. They know how to make fun vidya. Platformers that are challenging, but still fun, and not just Kaizo fetish bait. That's what I don't like about modern platformers, is how almost all of it is just Kaizo, or it's just Mario but worse, like Mario but slower or less responsive. That's a huge chunk of the indie platformers that come out. Indie Creates, they're like one of the few developers that really understand like what's fun about a platformer. How do you make something challenging but also make it fun to control and satisfying to play and fast paced? They just get it. They have like making badass pixel art games down to a science. Unfortunately, a lot of other people that make them don't. So there's like thousands of platformers. There's more platformers now than there ever were before, but there's many less good ones. It's kind of the same thing with beat 'em ups, but like indie platformers totally trump indie beat 'em ups and stuff. A lot of them just aren't worth playing because they're just, like I said, they're either Kaizo, or they don't have good controls, or they're just Mario but worse. So I'm glad that they're doing pretty good. They went from making stuff to Capcom to having like their own straight up franchises now, and they're fully independent, which is good to see these days. So, Platinum Games is trying to do that. They're trying to go independent because they're tired of working with publishers. It's not going too well for them so far, but Inti Creates, they seem to make money. They built up a pretty big pedigree over the years, which is pretty good to see considering that they made Mighty Number 9. Mighty Number 9 was shit, but I don't really think that was their fault. That was just the fact that they had to make a game on like 7 different platforms, and they had a publisher breathing down their neck. I don't know why Inafune is even working with them. That's what seems really weird to me. Why would they want to work with him? I mean, it's a miracle that they're still going after that. That's what boggles my mind. Because there's plenty of other indie studios that have had like a shit game like that, and then they never recover. But they're thriving right now, as you can see. They're doing pretty good for themselves. I mean, that's pretty rare in the indie scene. Generally, with indie games, if you have like a highly anticipated game and it turns out to be Kusage, then there's no turning back from that generally. But they manage to somehow. I just find it weird that they're still working with him. That seems really odd to me. The weird thing about Mighty Number 9 is that the games he's been after Mighty Number 9 are really good. The Mighty Gunvolt games are excellent games. Really solid Mega Man-like platformers, but they've done they've done more stuff with it than Mega Man has. Mega Man was very iterative up until 11, where they actually started to change the formula with the gear system and stuff. I don't know. It's weird to me. If I was running that company, I wouldn't want to be associated with him just because people can't look past Mighty Number 9, even though they put out like a dozen good games since then. That was just like a small blunder. I mean, it's obvious that they have recovered. They're putting out like 3 games a year, pretty much. 2, 3 games a year. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with that. I saw 4 games I wanted to play, which is more than I was expecting. I was kind of hoping for some Dynasty Warriors 9 Empire stuff, but I'm not really that excited for that in the first place because I don't really like Empire's games, and I feel like iterating on Dynasty Warriors 9 doesn't even really make much business sense. It's such a maligned game. I think the only reason why they're still trying to do stuff with that game is because it's going to take them a really long time to make another one. That's like the only reason I can think of. Generally, with like critically maligned games like that, as a company, you generally want to just move on. Like just kind of quietly sweep those games under the rug and put out something better. But I think they realize they can't rush out a Dynasty Warriors 10. It's just not possible. Dynasty Warriors 9 has too many problems with it. There's too many clone characters. The combat needs work. It needs more depth to it, more moves. That's my only thought. The fact that it got pushed back is nice. It would have been nice to see some gameplay, but overall, I saw they had Pocky and Rocky remake, they had Gunvolt 3, Blaster Master 03, and then R-Type Final 2. So I came out of that at a positive. The rest of the games I didn't really care about, but I mean that's more than enough for me. That means that I've got some stuff to kind of keep this channel running because these next few months look pretty barren. I'm not gonna lie. There doesn't really seem to be a whole lot going on. A lot of the stuff I'm really interested in does not have release dates. So as a content creator, it's hard for me to plan around that. That's why I've been playing like service games and stuff. I started playing PSO2 again. I still play KOF All-Star. I just reinstalled Honkai Impact. I kind of want to... but I've still got to work through East 9 and Foregone. Those are like my main backlogged games right now. Once I work through those, then I'll have my service stuff. 30XX is going to be getting some updates. Battle for the Grid is doing a content creator program, so I assume that means that there will be another season. There's still a couple games I'm playing that will get updates, but a lot of them are done, so kind of puts me in a weird spot. Anyway, I think I'm going to get some rest. I'm going to grab lunch in about an hour, since I'm pretty hungry. I should be back later today, either before or after. Before, during, or after my kitty sitting shift. There will be at least one more stream tonight. We'll see. I'll probably stream over there at my kitty sitting shift, but I might start tackling the backlog, checking out Honkai Impact and stuff. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. See you guys later today.